Hey everybody, welcome back to another WV Guns and Goats video. Today we're taking a look at the Grand Power K22 X-Trim Mk23. This is the new and improved model of the X-Trim 22 rimfire pistol by Grand Power. But before we get to talking about this gun, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel, who's become a herd member. We just broke 6,500 subscribers, so thank you to everybody out there. It makes it worth it coming out here and making these videos. And when I started YouTube, I didn't know it was going to be as much work as it is to make these videos. So you all make it worth it. And if you haven't joined the herd yet, how about you go ahead and headbutt that subscribe button. Now let's talk about who is Grand Power and who is Global Ordnance. Well, Grand Power is a Slovakian firearms company, and you might be familiar with them if you've seen the Strybog pistol caliber carbine. It comes in 9, 45, and 10 millimeter. They also have an entire line of handguns from 22 rimfire, like this pistol here, all the way up to 9, 10, and 45 ACP. And at the top of that list is the Excalibur match pistol. It's in 9 millimeter, and it is their top of the line pistol, has a great trigger in it, and it shares parts with this gun right here. In fact, this is built more like a centerfire pistol that just happens to be chambered in a rimfire round. Now, Global Ordnance, they are Grand Power's importer. They are down there in Florida, and they were nice enough to lend us this pistol to make this video about this gun for all y'all out there. So let's go over some of the features of this gun and what makes it so unique. Now, Grand Power centerfire handguns use a rotating barrel setup. This being a rimfire is a direct blowback gun. But this gun also has a full steel slide and steel slide rails inside of this polymer frame. In fact, it actually shares parts with a lot of their centerfire handguns, not just the Excalibur. Now, when you see a full-size rimfire pistol, a lot of times they're made with aluminum or pot metal parts. This is all steel, and polymer here. And because it's a steel slide, you can see these really, really crazy slide cutouts here to lighten the slide enough, especially when you're going to mount an optic to the slide. In fact, with the optic being on the slide like this, if you're using this as a trainer pistol for your centerfire optics ready handgun, well, the target reacquisition and everything is going to be the same, unlike a rimfire pistol where the red dot is stationary and doesn't move. But if you don't put an optic on here, the iron sights that this comes with are fiber optic. It has a red front fiber optic sight and a green rear fully adjustable target style fiber optic sight. And then it just uses these optics plates, but you do lose the rear sight when you mount an optic to it. The firing system on this is a single action, double action system. The single action is a very crisp trigger. I believe they say it's around 5 pounds. And the double action, I think they say it's about 9 pounds. It's nice and smooth, consistent. It doesn't stack, doesn't feel gritty or anything like that. So here we have our controls. This gun has ambidextrous controls. You can see them on both sides here. We have our takedown lever up front, our slide catch, and our manual safety. Up is on, down is off. This gun does not have a decocker, despite being DA-SA. So you'll have to let that hammer down carefully when you're decocking the gun on a loaded chamber. Now back here, we have interchangeable back straps. This gun actually comes with 4 different back straps from the factory. Let's hit our mag release and take a look here. Now we have had this gun for around a month now, and we've been doing shooting with it on and off camera. So we have 10 round polymer magazines, and we've put over 800 rounds through this gun. I think we're almost at 1,000 now, which meant that we had to load these magazines over 80 times. So hopefully sometime you'll see a higher capacity magazine come out to make this more competitive with some of the US rimfire pistols that have a higher capacity, but this is an imported pistol, so they're kind of limited there. Up front, we have some serrations on the front of the trigger guard if you like to shoot with your finger on the front of the trigger guard. And we have a single Picatinny cross slot there for lights and lasers. Now the barrel on this is about 4 1/4 inches, threaded 1/2 by 28. As you can see, I have a suppressor on here. Overall, this is a full-size pistol, so it has an overall length of around 9 inches and a height of about 6 inches. So what are we going to do in this video? Well, I'm going to show you everything that comes in the box with this gun. Then we're going to shoot it with different types of 22 LR. We've already shot it for accuracy with the iron sights. You're going to see that through the magic of editing here. And we're going to shoot it on the timer for speed. We're going to shoot it suppressed and unsuppressed. And we're also going to shoot it with the optic and without. So let's go ahead and look at everything that comes in the box with the gun. So Grand Power includes a bunch of accessories with their firearms. Here's everything that comes in the case when you get your gun. You have 3 different back straps, making it easy to tailor this gun to your grip. You get a total of 4 of them. One's on the gun from the factory. Now normally this piece right here is installed on the gun. This is the optics cut cover plate. As you see, it contains the rear sight. This is a fully adjustable rear green fiber optic sight. I just stuck it in the box there so I wouldn't lose it because we are using an optic with this firearm. Now you're going to get 3 magazines total. These are 10-round polymer magazines. The gun comes with 2 different recoil springs installed in it from the factory. They're nested inside of each other. There's a low power and a high power recoil spring, and this is the low power spring. I have the high power spring in it right now. Here's some safety paddle deletes. If you don't like having the large competition style safety paddles on both sides of the gun, you can install one of these paddles in its place. A full color manual telling you everything you need to know about the firearm. And then in this baggie is everything you need to mount a optic to your K22. It comes with a total of 4 optics plates. I am using the RMR optics plate right now, but I will put the other optics footprints on the bottom of the screen here so you can see what all optics you can mount to the K22. And that is everything that comes with the gun. All right, everybody, what we're going to do now is I've got a bunch of different types of 22 LR, both new and old. I dug through my ammo stash to find all the different types of ammo I had that I could try in the K22 here. Some of that ammo is new, some of that ammo is old, but we're going to try it all in the K22 and see if it cycles. Now, I feel if this gun cycles with the weight of the optic on the slide there, it should have no problem cycling with the iron sights. We're going to shoot 10 rounds of each type on that steel plate down there, and before we shoot those 10 rounds, I'll let you know what type of ammo we're using. First up, let's start with some Federal Champion 22 LR Balk Pack. Cycled fine, but didn't lock back. Remington Thunderbolt from 2004. This is some Federal Auto Match. It's been giving us a few issues with this gun. Let's see if it still does. This is some Browning BPR Balk Pack. We got some Aguila Interceptor Hollow Point 1470 FPS. Fiocchi Field Dynamics 1250, this 38 grain bullet. Got some Federal white box here. Now here's an old one, PMC Sidewinder 50s. I think these things are from the 90s. I'm not sure how old they are. Let's see if they work. All right, we got some Winchester super suppressed ammo here. Arms Core yellow box. This is 36 grain, high velocity. CCI Velocitors. This is 1435 FPS. Now we're going to go ahead and test the accuracy of the K22, both with the iron sights and with the optic. We have a target downrange that has 6 targets attached to it. We're going to try 6 different loads out of the K22 and see how they are for accuracy. Now, for the sake of keeping this video shorter so I don't have to speed up all the shots and everything, I'm going to go ahead and take my time and shoot these off camera, and I'll show you the accuracy of the gun when we come back here. So here's how we did with the iron sights. We had Norma TAC 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Browning BPR, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touching, American Eagle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and reshoot these 3. I'll show you how the reshoot goes with those. But the Thunderbolt CCI standard and the Arms Core did really well, except for I dropped one down here, so I took a 6th shot and it ended up right here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right there. The standard velocity, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A nice cluster right there. And Arms Core, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think that's pretty good with the inexpensive Arms Core ammo. Let's go ahead and reshoot those. All right, everybody, I reshot the TAC, the BPR, and American Eagle. Well, we're going to talk about that here in a minute. So the TAC 22, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So that shot all right. The BPR, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here touching. That shot all right. The American Eagle, it took me 2 different groups to get this good of a group on this target. I don't know if it's the gun not liking this ammo. I dropped one from a previous group right here. On this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Now the Thunderbolt, as you saw earlier, did pretty good, even though I dropped that one. When we took our 6th shot right here, was pretty good. The CCI standard velocity grouped well, and even the Arms Core grouped well. But this American Eagle was a chore to get an accurate group out of it. One thing I have noticed with this gun, it takes a very light pressure to disengage the slide release on it. So just keep that in mind when you're setting the slide release. If you bump it or just touch it, it's going to go forwards. One of the other things is these 10-round magazines, well, they go pretty quick. All right, I'm going to shoot this first group here on camera. I'm going to shoot the other groups off camera just to save time in this video, but I'll show you what kind of accuracy we got out of this gun. So here's the groups that we were able to get with the optic mounted to the K22. We tried 6 different ammo types at 10 yards, 5 rounds of each type of ammo. We had Norma TAC 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we had Browning BPR, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 3 rounds touching there. American Eagles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 rounds touching again. Then there was Thunderbolt, 1, 2, 3 touching, the 4th one, and I dropped the 5th one a little bit there. Then we had CCI standard velocity. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 all touching, and the 5th round right there. And Arms Core, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 3 rounds touching again, showing very good accuracy out of the K22 if you do your part.
1.31, 1.04, 1.04, 0.95, 0.91, 0.91,
'Personally, I think this is one of the nicest 22s out there on the market, and it does carry a higher MSRP that reflects it. But with its all-steel construction, polymer, no pot metal or aluminum, your back straps and your extra magazines, and your optics ready, I think this is worth the price. That price is about $650, putting it up there around some of the higher-end Ruger Mark IVs and the higher-end SIG P322s. This would be great for the person who's looking for a training pistol for their optics-ready centerfire handgun. Because the optic is mounted to the slide and moves with the slide, you're going to build the same skills needed to use a red dot optic on this gun as you have to use a optic mounted on your centerfire pistol. Now, we didn't have many problems, but when we did, it was generally with Federal Auto Match. Just something about that ammunition this gun did not like. We tried some we had on hand. It gave us issues. We went out and bought a brand new box from the store, and it still gave us problems. But we really didn't have many issues with any of the other ammunition types that we tried in here. At least not enough to make it memorable. And we shot around 1,000 rounds through this gun in making this video off and on camera. So that was a lot of reloading of these 10-round magazines. One of my other nitpicks for this is I hope they come out with a higher capacity magazine for this gun. So if you'd like to check out this gun, check out grandpowerusa.com or globalordnance.com and let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about the K22 X-Trim Mk23? This has been another WV Guns and Goats video, everyone. Remember, if you're not out there having fun shooting, what are you doing?